That's something we'll have to keep in mind of. Now, the issue on Domo Arigato is what? SSR's on it, right? So that can't be a number one for us, even though this is a clean breakdown. And if it gets under 15, 14, like it's got more room to fall, or that could be even a potential target. You still have $2 to get there. That's good. The issue is obviously when the SSR is on a particular stock, it's not going to give us. It is not going to give us what we need to do, right? It's not going to give us what we need to do. When the SSR is on, you're going to have to let it spike up and then fizzle out. One thing to remember with the SSR, the setup that's been working the best is like they'll spike up at the open, they'll come into the either 9 or 20 EMA, and then they slowly start to bleed out and they fizzle out, and then you get the nice drop. So just something to keep an eye on. So I would move that like, that's not a number 2. Crowd is number 2. The issue on crowd is going to be this. If it gets under 80.50, I think we shred. 80.50 to 79, we shred. There's a big level kind of pre-market right now. You can see you're making lower highs. So you peaked out, you're making lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. The issue is this. If it starts to ORB to the downside, right, and we get this like push down 80, 79, but it doesn't clear 79, then it sticks. So I don't use pre-market data when I'm trading live during the market open. I want to see the gap, and I like to see my EMAs at the right spots. But if there is a big level, right, we just draw yourself a line or, make yourself a note of where the pre-market levels are. That way when you get the pattern and you ORB to the downside or do whatever it is that you're trying to do on this thing, hey, Victor, what's up, Johnny? How you doing? Then it's going to move a lot cleaner. So really be mindful, guys, in the chat room too. When people are, calling out their trades and talking about that stuff, remind them, especially if they're new, remind them of where, what the game plan is so that we make sure we shred. MDLA, woo! What do you think of this? Oh, man. I would go with the Caliente. The issue on this is going to be, does this have any liquidity, right? So it's gapping down about 10%. It's only on 7,000 volume. The setup is there, but the volume is a little bit low. So that and PD, they look very similar, right? They're going to break down the IPO lows, and then from there, we'll have to, see how it acts. So I'll only take something like an MDLA if I get 400, 500,000 shares in volume during the day. Otherwise, I won't touch it. Make sense? Comprendes? Victor, my man, what's up, baby? How you doing? Cool. So let's go back. We got PD, looks good. Crowd, starting to creep, good. Docky to the upside, right? As long as this thing can hold over this trend line and start the build, I think this one's going to be fine. Lulu. This is a breakout to ATH. Look, if you look at the weekly chart, really just straight up dips and rips, dips and rips, dips and rips. The caveat on this one is that it's retail. Retail stocks suck the trade in general. That's actually not even probably true, but we made that rule 10 years ago. We're sticking to it. And ZM is starting to curl up. Well, we don't know which one this is going to go. I will tell you this. In the first 2 or 3 candles on ZM, you're going to see a big move. What we don't know is, does it spike up? Does it spike down? We're going to have to be a little bit reactive to it. If you guys are not quick at the open, your fingers just don't got that kind of dexterity, then just chill, let the trend set. Then you can hop on for, the last 20, 30% of the move or whatever. Comprendes? Cool. Now, Ryan got to put this on our list. This thing was hot yesterday. LVGO, this is a nice bear flag yesterday. You can see 9 EMA crowing on top of it. Went red to green. Same deal today. If this thing goes green to red, perfect. If it starts to ORB and you take down this 24, I'm good to go on that one too. What do you think? Yeah. I like it too. Cool. J-Nug was decimated yesterday, so this can still go both ways. I was hoping it didn't gap up today because, frankly, like if this thing can come back down and test the 50, that would give it a nice kind of push. It hasn't broke under the 50 since June, since the move started. Obviously J-Nug is due for probably a little bit of consolidation. It did come from 30 to 100 in a span of 60 days. Even the hottest trends like Roku and stuff, right? They take months and months to get a 300% move. J-Nug did it in 2 months. So having some kind of consolidation, having the range expand while it chills is normal. But we definitely want to keep it on watch for a daily trader. We've been getting good trades out of this almost every day for the last couple months. I can't remember a day we didn't take at least a couple points out of this thing. So it's a daily trader for us at this point. We got to definitely let this thing shred. Danny, what's your fave today? Brugnish, what's your fave? Mr. Hansley, what's going on in the hood? How you doing? Cool. So back to the QQQs. We're opening up strong here. It doesn't necessarily mean anything, but yesterday was a big day. Market breadth was really good. We actually held most of the day. At this point, we have to be putting the market in terms of, right, it's innocent till proven guilty. Every time we think that there's news out, every time we think that this is happening, all you hear is recession talk, right? You hear China, and before you know it, we're only 1.5 points away from, all-time highs, right? So in the end, the Trumpster still got it done. He met with the president of China. Okay, I sat down. I had 4 tablespoons of Panda Express. Okay, I'm not usually into the type of Asianese food because I like McDonald's, but it was fantastic. Okay, I wanted to nuclear bomb the Chinese people and show them a lesson that we don't like Mexicans and Chinese people are next. But now I had the Panda Express. It was fantastic. I've got 5 5-star generals working at the Panda Expresses to bring them over to the United States of America. So now we back. Sorry. We're back all the way back over here. We're going to get this thing going. The market's looking good right now. In absence of news, markets tend to drift higher, right? That's just always been the case. In absence of news, the market drifts higher. We got to always be kind of prepared for those kind of things. Let's go and do what we do. Let's take a look at some of the regular stocks. So I like all these gappers. Somebody had mentioned Zoomies too. Zoomies looks decent. Now, this one, upbeat, fiscal, F3 outlook, blah, blah, blah. Results, top views, good. So the chart on Zoomies looks okay. The issue on Zoomies is also retail stocks, man. Retail stocks suck to trade. So everything goes in cycles. Gold stocks traditionally suck to trade for 5, 6, 7 years. And then now gold stocks still suck to trade, but the gold ETFs move good. Retail stocks have sucked to trade forever. I just can't remember a day where retail stocks were any fun. This thing is breaking out. Look, the float on this is only 10 mil. So you're only $700 million company. So you could get a shred out of this thing as long as the liquidity is there. The only thing with me is if I need liquidity, right? So if this thing takes down 500,000, 600,000 shares in the opening 5, 10, 15 minutes, then it'll be liquid enough for me to trade, right? We're not in the small cap game or anything like that where we're trying to, get anything going. Don't trade small caps on Fridays, right? Rule of thumb. Way to ruin your weekend. So this one looks okay. I would keep it on the list. Yeah, Ma, you don't want to trade small caps on Fridays in general. Small caps on Fridays is the worst because you're going to be looking there and there's me some asshole with the chat room with 5,000 people. He's going to pump up some $4 stock and then it's going to go sideways for 2 minutes on a 1 minute chart, and they're going to be oh my gosh, here's the play, right? And they got their hotkeys going. They're oh, I'm in. And you're oh, shit, he's in. And then he's oh, I'm out. And I made $8,000. You're like, what do you mean? It only moved 3 cents. Well, yeah, I mean, it moved 3 cents by 42,000 shares. I mean, that's huge money, right? I'm done for the day. That's the kind of trading that goes on Fridays. People trying to pay their bar bills. Next thing you know, that stock dumps. You're left holding it. You got $10,000 in your account. It just tanked down $1. You're left holding the bag. Then you're at work. Your boss is asking you, why aren't you doing any work today? And you're like, well, I am doing work. And he's like, what is this? What are these small cap stocks? And who are these guys you're watching on video? Oh, I'm just watching, the news. Next thing you know, you lose a little bit more money. You go home. You tell your wife your $10,000 is $8,000. She's going to say, my mom told me you were a loser the first day I met you. I should have listened to her. You're just a loser. You're always going to be a loser. And then you're like, damn it, am I a loser? My wife is slowly gaining 5 to 10 pounds every year, and I'm losing $5,000 to $10,000 every year trying to trade. My life is in shambles. My kid hates me. My daughter's dating a guy named Buck Bass, the name you know. Next thing you know, your boss fires you. Your daughter runs off with Buck Bass. Your wife call you a loser, and your mother-in-law's drinking cheap Chardonnay saying, I told you so. I knew in 1985 he was a loser. That's what happens when you trade small caps, guys. You don't even want to go there. So that's life in a hot pickle. These are the plays today. PD, Crown, Docu, Lulu, Domo, ZM, MDLA. There we go. Guys, as always, let's go do what we do. Have fun. Make me proud. It's Friday. It's go time. It's show time. It's time to do what we do, which is the do. Adios, muchachos. Peace in the Middle East. Shalom and happy Sabbath to my Orthodox Jewish friends. God bless you all. Let's go make some money.